Like and subscribe right now, or you're gonna have terrible luck for the next week.
Not all men are created equal, especially when it comes to strength. And although it's possible to make oneself stronger by rigorous training, it's still going to be a very daunting task to equal the feats done by the people on today's list. Without further ado, here are 15 of the strongest people on the planet. Number 15. Mariusz Pudzianowski. The true embodiment of Polish power, Mariusz Pujanowski is the only man alive to have won the World's Strongest Man competition a record 5 times. He won his first World's Strongest Man title in 2002. He defended the title in 2003 in style, as he had won the title with an event to go and recorded the total highest point ever in the history of the competition. He somehow lost in 2004 but won the title back the following year and defended it successfully in the next 2 years. Number 14. Hini Koibinyami. Finnish powerlifter Hini Koibinyami was born in 1973. She gained her reputation as a strong woman in the early 2000s, competing at the World's Strongest Woman competitions. While she never won, she did earn an impressive 2nd place in 2001 as well as a 3rd place in the following 2 years. However, Koibinyami is not only known for her competitive history. She landed in the Guinness World Record books for throwing a beer keg higher than anyone else. This was a result of her tossing a 27-pound keg over a bar that was put 11 feet 4 inches into the air. Think that's easy? Feel free to try it yourself. Number 13. Julius Maddox. The rise of Julius Maddox from drug addiction to strongman royalty is definitely an inspiring one. His struggles with substance abuse, his eventual kicking of the habit, all led to 2019 when he successfully pressed 739.6 pounds without a belt, beating the old record of 738.5 pounds set by Kirill Sarychev. On November of that same year, he surpassed his own world record as he pressed 744.1 pounds. Then in March of 2020, Maddox performed the unimaginable as he set the world bench record, lifting 770 pounds at the Arnold Sports Classic. Number 12. Jill Mills. Jill Mills got into powerlifting at the age of 23. That was back in 1995. 2 years later, in 1997, she began participating in strong women contests as well. From the get-go, she found success in both sports. Her most notable accomplishments are winning 2001 and 2002's World's Strongest Women titles. Additionally, in 2005, she came in 3rd in the same competition. What may be the most impressive part of her career is the sheer consistency with which she found success. From the beginning until her retirement in 2005, she continuously won almost every single event she appeared in. Number 11. Eddie Hall. 5-time Strongest Man champion, Englishman Eddie Hall shot into stardom when he won the World's Strongest Man competition in 2017. One of the main highlights of his career is his long-running world record in deadlift after he lifted 500 kilograms back in 2016. This record stood for many years until it was broken by The Mountain, but more on him later. He also took home the UK Strongest Man title 6 times. The Beast definitely deserves his spot among the strongest men in history. Number 10. Robin Coleman. Robin Coleman is probably best known for her role as Helga on American Gladiator. However, she is more than just a TV strongwoman. Her repertoire is quite diverse, having extensive experience in both figure bodybuilding and strongwoman competitions. Her most notable achievement was getting 3rd place in the 2001 World's Strongest Woman competition. During the same year, she achieved another milestone in her career in strength sports, one that is both incredible and unusual. She was tasked with doing as many deadlifts as she could, but dispensing with the normal weights. Instead, she was told to deadlift a car. She absolutely annihilated her competition by doing 15 reps, nearly doubling the reps of the person in 2nd place. Now, that is one strong lady. Number 9. Andy Bolton. Andy Bolton is the strongman credited for being the first man to deadlift over 1,000 pounds in a powerlifting competition, a weight which was unheard of during the time. The English powerlifter debuted in strongman competitions at the age of 21 and has been pretty much active until his recent retirement. His accolades include winning first place at the World Powerlifting Championships at the 140 kg weight category in 2000, first place again in 2001, this time at the 140 kg plus category, and yet another first place finish in 2008, still at the 140 kg plus category. He also participated in the 2002 Arnold Strongman Classic and came 5th place. His squats are nothing to sneeze at as well. He holds the current World Powerlifting Organization record, hitting an impressive 1,213 pound lift. Number 8. Jan Todd. Quite surprisingly, the only reason Jan Todd got into powerlifting in the first place was because of her husband. She married the United States' first ever powerlifting champion, Dr. Terry Todd. As a result, she began to lift as well and immediately found success. Now she is considered by many in the powerlifting scene as one of the strongest women in the world ever. Sports Illustrated even named her the strongest lady in the world at one point. Todd has a long list of accomplishments. She immediately broke a world record during her early competitions. Also, she was the first woman to perform any lift over 400 pounds with a 412-pound deadlift. Furthermore, she was the first woman to have a total lift over 1,200 pounds. She completely redefined what it meant to be a female in the powerlifting world. Number 7. Half-Boar Julius Bjrnsson. Before anything else, I would like to apologize to the Mountain for horribly mispronouncing your name. Anyway, before getting into worldwide fame for his role as the Mountain in Game of Thrones, Bjrnsson was famous for a totally different thing, that is being a strongman. And although his main gig is acting nowadays, you can still see him participating in various strongman competitions. And he's no slouch either. Back in 2015, at the World's Strongest Viking competition in Norway, Bjrnsson broke a 1,000-year-old record after carrying a 10-meter-long log weighing 1,430 pounds for 5 steps. In 2018, he participated in and won the World Strongman competition to become the first Icelander to get the title since 1996. He also took home the title of Europe's Strongest Man 5 times and won his 3rd Arnold Strongman Classic Championship early in 2020, becoming the first person to win the competition 3 times in a row. He is also the first person to have won Europe's Strongest Man and the Arnold Strongman Classic in a single calendar year. Number 6. Tatiana Kashirina. Russian weightlifter Tatiana Kashirina is one of the few absolute phenoms in today's day and age. At just 21 years old, she competed in the 2012 London Olympics, which is already an achievement in itself, but she also won gold and set 2 world records in the process. In addition to being a medal-winning record-setting Olympian, Kashirina has had success throughout various weightlifting competitions. She is the absolute dominatrix of any competition in Europe, winning all 8 of the competitions she has taken part in. Also, she has 5 World Weightlifting Championships in her portfolio as well. At the moment, she is just 29 years old, which means that it's likely that she's going to continue to get stronger. Number 5. Bill Kasmeyer. Kaz, as he is fondly called in the powerlifting world, is an American former powerlifting world champion. He was a notable figure in strength competitions in the 1970s to the 1980s. He set several strongman records, including being the first person to lift 5 McLaughlin stones that weigh 250 to 300 pounds apiece. He also won the World Strongman competition 3 times. Because of his numerous achievements, he has dubbed himself the strongest man who ever lived. Number 4. Chen Wei Ling. Taiwan's Chen Wei Ling has set herself apart from her contemporaries as one of the best weightlifters in the world. She struck gold in the 2008 Beijing Olympics as well as in the 2009 World Games. As if those weren't enough, she holds all-time world records for both the 44 kg and 47 kg weight classes. The most impressive thing about Chen Wei Ling is her ability to lift weights much heavier than her own body weight. That may not seem impressive at first, but just look at her frame. She somehow manages to lift more than 3 times her weight, deadlifting 430 pounds and squatting 457 pounds. As far as women are concerned, she absolutely shatters all expectations. Number 3. Brian Shaw. Shaw undoubtedly holds a place amongst the strongest men in the world. He has won the World's Strongest Man competition 4 times, won the Arnold Strongman Classic 3 times, and he also once lifted a 903-pound squat and a 1,025-pound deadlift. In addition to his already impressive accolades, he has also won the Giant Slide twice and the Strongman Super Series 3 times. Obviously, this guy doesn't settle for winning just once.
Now it's time for today's best pick.
Today's best pick is someone who many of her contemporaries consider to be the strongest woman to have ever walked the planet. Find out who she is next. Number 2. Becca Swanson. Becca, strongest ever Swanson, is quite an intimidating physical specimen. An American strongwoman, she is the only lady to this day to ever squat over 800 pounds. Moreover, if we believe what she says on her Instagram, her best lifts are an 845-pound squat, 600-pound bench, 694-pound deadlift, and 2,050-pound total. That total lift makes her the only woman to ever lift over 2,000 pounds.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it really works.
Number 1. Seduna Sabicas. Seduna Sabicas is considered by many as the strongest man who has ever walked the earth. And taking into consideration the number of tournaments he's won, you'll be hard-pressed to find anyone who would disagree. Well, maybe except Kaz. His winning ways started in 1998 when he won his first Lithuania Strongest Man contest. In 2001, he was severely injured during competition and was off all strength competitions for about 9 months. Many sports pundits wrote him off, thinking his career to be over due to the detrimental effects of the injuries. However, against all odds, he reappeared on the scene in 2002, winning the Lithuania Strongest Man contest a second time, but that was only the beginning. He went on to win the World's Strongest Man competition in 2009, 2010, 2012, and 2014. He is also the only person to win the Arnold Strongman Classic 6 consecutive times. He also went on to win the Europe Strongest Man competition 3 times. The list of his accolades go on, and if I list them all, we'll be here all day. With his many feats of strength, he is truly the strongest man in the modern era and probably the strongest man to have ever lived. Are you as amazed as me with the men and women on today's list? Let me know down in the comments, will you? We always love hearing from you. Also, smash that subscribe button if you still haven't and hit the notification bell as well. That way, you'll get notified every time we upload new and amazing content just like this. As always, thanks for watching and see you on the next video.